Complex PTSD, not just trauma, not just flashbacks or nightmares or panic attacks. It's a system override. It's what happens when pain wasn't a single moment, but a childhood, a pattern, a reality. When safety wasn't taken away, it never existed to begin with. CPTSD forms when the people who were meant to protect you became the ones you had to survive. And so your nervous system, it doesn't calm, it watches, it scans, it prepares, fight, flight, freeze, fawn, and sometimes all at once. It's not just a diagnosis, it's a body that never fully unclenched. It's growing up with no roadmap for trust, no clean blueprint for love, no off switch when things feel good, because good never felt safe. Complex PTSD isn't just trauma, it's what trauma taught you about yourself. And unlearning it feels like trying to breathe underwater with lungs full of grief. I've learned how to lead, how to build, how to carry others. But CPTSD still whispers, you're too much. You're too intense. If they really knew you, they'd leave too. I can walk into a room and feel like a threat, even when I say nothing. I freeze when I'm overwhelmed, not because I don't care, but because my nervous system flatlines in self-defense. I chase safety like it's oxygen, and when I finally get it, I sometimes push it away because I don't believe it'll stay. That's the CPTSD loop. Longing, reaching, fearing, sabotaging, then shame. I've been told I'm too emotional, too quiet, too angry, too withdrawn. But what people don't see is that I'm constantly managing a storm inside me just to show up and breathe. And when I do show up, it's not weakness, it's warriorship. It's me choosing presence, despite everything in me saying hide, run, shut down, or burn the world down first. CPTSD doesn't get the final say in my story. Yeah, it shaped me. It wired me for survival. But I'm learning to live, and healing isn't pretty. It's not a straight line. It's not even always visible. Sometimes healing is sitting with the trigger instead of escaping it. Choosing to stay when the fear screams run. Feeling the love without flinching. And some days I don't get it right, but I'm still here, still walking, still on the red path. Because this pain, this storm inside me, it's not just damage, it's proof I never gave up. I didn't die where they left me. I rose, and I speak not just for myself, but for everyone still out there surviving the silence. You're not crazy, you're not broken, you're adapting to pain you never deserved. And now, we unlearn, we rebuild, we come home to ourselves. Internal conflict and fragmentation. I'm not one person. Sometimes I feel like a battlefield. Parts of me pulling in different directions. Voices clashing in silence. It's not weakness, it's survival trying to find a way through the chaos. I'm learning to listen, to hold space for every fractured piece. Because healing means embracing the whole, even the parts that don't fit. Emptiness and existential void. There's a hollow space inside me, a quiet that feels like a missing part. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes it roars. It's not emptiness without meaning, but a call to fill myself with truth, love, and patience. I'm learning that this void isn't my enemy. It's the silent invitation to come home. To build myself anew, stone by stone, breath by breath, impulse, dysregulation. Sometimes the storm inside me bursts. Words fly before thought, actions race ahead of sense. It's not chaos without reason. It's pain asking to be felt, a body trying to be heard. I'm learning to slow the tide, to sit with the waves instead of drowning. Each choice to pause is a victory over old patterns. Boundary confusion and violation. I've worn invisible armor for so long, sometimes it's hard to tell where I end and others begin. I've let walls crumble or built them too high. Now I'm learning to say no, to hold myself sacred, to protect my space, my heart, because boundaries aren't walls, they're gates to safety and love. Trauma-related mistrust. Trust feels like a mountain too steep to climb. Every step forward meets a shadow of doubt. Every open hand fears a closing fist. But I'm learning, not everyone is the storm. Some offer light. So I take small steps, let my heart learn to believe again, because trust isn't weakness. It's the bravest act of all. Core shame identity. There's a voice inside that says I'm not enough. Broken, unlovable, less than. But that voice lies. I'm learning to quiet shame's whispers, to see the truth beneath the scars, that I am worthy, whole and deeply loved, because shame loses power when faced with love. Emotional expression barriers. Sometimes my feelings get stuck, trapped behind walls I built to survive. Words won't come, tears won't fall. It's not numbness. It's a silent scream waiting to be heard. I'm learning to let the floodgates open, to speak my truth in whispers and roars, because every feeling deserves to be seen. Re-experiencing trauma memories come like waves, sudden, overwhelming, uninvited. I'm pulled back to moments I thought were gone. It's not weakness, it's my body trying to finish a story it never got to tell. I'm learning to face the tide, to hold myself through the storm, because healing begins with presence, social isolation and withdrawal. Sometimes I disappear into silence, pulling back from the world's noise. It's not loneliness I seek, but safety and stillness. I'm learning that retreat can be a form of care, but connection is also healing. So I take small steps back toward the light, knowing I'm not alone, even in the quiet. Skip for avoidance of triggers. Sometimes I turn away, closing eyes, holding breath, walking the other way. Not because I'm weak, but because survival once demanded it. I'm learning to face the fire, to sit with the discomfort, because growth waits on the other side of fear. Difficulty asking for help. There's a voice that says, handle it alone. It's loud and persistent, a legacy of silence and self-reliance. I'm learning to ask, to reach out with trembling hands, because strength is not always in standing alone, but in letting others walk beside me. Struggles with self-worth. Some days I look in the mirror and don't recognize the person staring back. Lost in doubt, tangled in, not good enough. It's not truth. It's the echo of old wounds speaking lies. I'm learning to rewrite that story, to see my own light, because I am more than my scars. This is CPTSD. This is my truth. And this is only the beginning.